Hello everyone and welcome to the Power 9 Podcast, the number one MTG podcast from Singapore. Or at least we self-proclaim that it is.
You self-proclaim.
Right? What do you mean I self-proclaim? You are agreeing to it. We are in this together. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside the blood artist Edwin Tan.
Good morning.
Yeah. Your new nickname should be Tasty Coma Wife though.
Tasty
Coma Wife.
Because TKS, isn't it?
Yeah, TCW.
TCW. Yeah.
How does TKS equal Tasty Coma Wife?
I'm sorry.
That's
obviously not awake yet.
Yeah, you didn't have coffee this morning.
No,
in fact,
I had tea.
Tea. We should have some amount of caffeine, but it's okay. How are we doing this morning?
There is caffeine in tea.
Yeah, there is a lot of caffeine in tea, actually. How are we doing this morning?
Okay. Last minute preparation work.
Yeah.
For the show.
Well, it's always this way with spoilers. Like, the spoilers come out on Friday night.
I just saw it this morning.
Yeah. The spoilers just came out on Friday night, and now we are trying to, grab together all the sealed strategies. And this set is a little special because it's 297 cards.
Biggest?
It's the biggest set so far.
Are you sure?
I believe Urza Saga is big. Urza Saga is way bigger. But this set seems
you don't compare
to
anything to Urza Saga, man.
Yeah. Urza Saga is big, and then it became very small because of after all the bans were in place.
Block is
Combo Winter, yo.
It's a good magic block.
The best.
Bring back
magic
Urza,
block,
please.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna see Urza again?
Yes, I hope so. I hope we get Urza as a planeswalker, man. Like that's going to be the ultimate throwback. Yeah, and he's just going to have a minus 10
planeswalker of all planeswalkers.
Yeah. He's the daddy-o of planeswalkers.
Jace, step aside.
Yeah.
Urza probably going to be 5 colors.
No. Urza has to
colours.
be blue.
Has to be blue?
Yeah. His brother Mishra is red and then turned Grixis.
No, Mishra is Grixis.
Mishra is red.
The card is Grixis.
He's an artificer. Yeah, but the card is Grixis card.
Yeah.
Of course, Mishra did not become a planeswalker, as we all know.
Sadly.
Trying to become a planeswalker through all his artifacts and stuff.
We're not talking about Urza today.
Yeah.
We're talking about Innistrad.
Yeah, we're talking about Sorin, and we're talking about Nahiri. I made a lot of Taylor Swift references last week.
I know.
Yeah. Everybody knew. I see what you did there. Alright, so before we begin, you are listening to the Power 9 Podcast. You can find us every week on our website, power9podcast.com. You can find us on Facebook. No, before that, you can find us on mtgcast.com. It's a great site for MTG podcasts. You can also find us on iTunes, Stitcher. If you're on iTunes, leave us a review. Not now. Listen to the episode and then give us 5 stars or give us 1 star, whatever. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Power9Podcast, on Instagram @Power9Podcast, on Twitter @Power9Podcast.
The 9 is number 9.
And then you can find us on YouTube as well. Well, I didn't arrange that properly.
We should put YouTube first.
Yeah.
I know. It was on my mind, but you were talking, so.
Yeah. No, you should interrupt me.
That's why I said write it down.
Yeah. Now, all these new things I have to commit to memory is just messing my mojo up.
Just write it down.
Yeah, okay, I'll write it down.
Read it out and then you'll get used to it.
So this week we're going to talk a lot about spoilers, and we're going to talk about sealed strategies, or at least what we think.
Again.
Yeah. I hate spoiler season because we have to dedicate whole shows. We might as well do spin-off shows just for spoilers, yeah.
We should actually.
Yeah. We should break it up. Then we can talk hours on end about spoilers.
Power 9 spoilers.
Yeah. Power 9 spoilers, actually, there's only 9 of them, so.
Alright, you're right.
They've been spoiled very, very,
very long time ago. Well.
They're on the reserve list, by the way. But before we begin, first, let's talk about our week in Magic. So what did you do this week in Magic? Nothing.
Silence.
Well, you were supposed to go for the Ravnica draft. What did you do? Why did you go? Oh, come on.
Had a life of my own.
Nah, man.
Sorry,
it's
man.
original Ravnica
How did you do?
I did.
So
crack.
for those listeners who don't know what's going on, Grey Ogre Games held a Good Friday return to real Ravnica draft. Sealed.
Yeah, and we were streaming it too, man.
Yeah, you were trying to stream it. So
what do you mean trying?
Basically, it's sealed.
Yeah,
but
with
the real
old
Ravnica. So it's Ravnica, tournament pack, Dissension booster pack, and a guild pack booster pack. Yeah.
It's a strange format. I've never played the format before. I kind of understand the format as being one of those that you can have 14 lands if you've got enough clue stones. If you've got enough, not clue stones, signets.
Yep.
If you've got enough Karus, you definitely can play a 14 or 15 land deck, and it's a 4-color format, so it's amazing. Of course, my experience with it wasn't that amazing because I did not open up that many Karus.
And you went like 1-4?
Yeah, I went 1-4. It was a really shitty draft.
Well, you suck.
Yeah, I suck. Yeah, but
how was the stream?
Oh, the stream was fantastic. If you guys want to follow the stream, I stream games. We're helping Grey Ogre Games right now doing the stream. Soon they'll have their own channel, hopefully soon. We were streaming and we had some players. We had a blast streaming though. There was a lot of color commentary from the players itself. Some guy went like land, clue stone, and then wrecking ball, the bounce land from the opponent.
Oh,
leaving him with nothing on turn 3, and somebody came in from the side and said, "I came in like a wrecking ball." Oh, that was hilarious.
That's cool.
That was kind of a gross, disgusting match because on turn 3, like you start off with 1 mana again, which is very, very
which sucks.
Yeah. But besides the Ravnica seal, I mean, not much I can talk about. I went Mardu, which was okay. It's just that I didn't have a lot of bombs, and my bombs were cool, but I didn't have a lot of cards that activated them. The rest of the week, I went to play Modern. I got a draft, I think, this week. Modern was fun, although I didn't do very well. But that was fun.
Still playing your blue-white?
Yeah. That's a really fun deck to play. Really hits, what's that deck? Infect. Really, really very hard.
Okay.
They just don't have hexproof, and all my permanents kind of interact with their permanents almost at instant speed if you got Aether Vial.
Yeah, I thought that was quite fun to play with, and I mean to play against, and it looks like a fun deck to pilot.
Yeah, it requires you to have a lot of there are a lot of decision points,
as with Magic.
Yeah, and every week I learn a new interaction. And last week I learned the Flicker Wisp into another Flicker Wisp will allow you to bounce your Flicker Wisp so that on your end step it returns, bounces one of their permanents so that they can't use it for their turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but
so if you have
to bounce your Flicker Wisp.
Yeah, you have to bounce your Flicker Wisp first.
It's the same. Well, basically, it's the same thing as having
Aether Vial
on and then dropping Flicker Wisp.
Yeah, so if you don't have Aether Vial, like that's what you can do. You can do. Yeah,
okay,
it's amazing. Yeah, which is also why I run that 3/1 detainer guy.
Yeah, Leaf Sky Knight.
Yes, Leaf Sky Knight.
Yep.
So yeah, I really like the deck a lot. I like it a lot. I say that every week. Go check it out. Tapped Out. Look for Seismic, and yeah. I should change my nick on all the social media.
Yeah, standardize it.
Yeah. Go search on Tapped Out for the Asian Judge. Then I'll go change it in a while. Is that all we're doing in Magic this week? Oh, we bought some deck fadens. Well,
Did you guys win it?
I don't know. We won the auction.
Okay,
but the guy hasn't contacted us yet.
You should just go there.
It was below the TCG mid price, so
it was okay.
150 for
a playset.
Yeah, and that's just over 100 USD for a playset. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Decent price. And then next set, deck fade and reprints. Next duo deck.
No, why would you do that, Wizards? Why?
What?
Oh, and this week we discovered Deck Faden. Well, I didn't discover, but I knew Deck Faden's foil multiplier is way above the normal foil
12,
multiplier.
13 times?
Yes,
Crazy.
12.
400 USD.
It's crazy.
I think it's because the set is very limited.
Yes, it's not limited. It's an unlimited run. We still have lots of conspiracy boxes out there.
And it's because
just people aren't opening it.
People aren't opening it, that's why.
The problem with conspiracy is that you have to put aside time to play. And you really do have to find
8 people to
8
play.
people.
Yeah. That's the most when it's most fun.
And when you play in your groups of 4, you've got to, dedicate that time to play because multiplayer games do go long.
Let's do that sometime. Yeah. I want to play Conspiracy again.
Yeah.
Well, then again,
Conspiracy 2 is coming out, dude.
Electric Boogaloo is coming out.
Yeah. Please,
we'll wait for that.
Watsy, please change the name. Everybody who listens to the show, if you do listen to the show, please go and hashtag Watsy, change the name to Electric Boogaloo. No, we'll start
Trending hashtag.
Trending hashtag MTG Electric Boogaloo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to you.
I'll do it later. So let's talk about spoilers. Let's finish up the spoiler talk and then we'll go into sealed strategy.
We'll just touch on a few more that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Close out the spoilers. It's a huge set.
Man,
it looks like a fun set. Well,
I hope so. I think it will affect Standard in a very big way. Also because Standard is rotating out from the previous set of Standard. So we're going to lose dragons. We're going to lose Khans. And we're going to lose...
No more fetch lands.
No more fetch lands. No
New
more
lands,
tri-lands.
Yep.
No more Siege Rhino. Yes.
No more Siege Rhino, yeah. Someone did an illustration online. Siege Rhino on a merry-go-round. Rotating out.
Yes,
finally.
Please get that stupid piece of crap out of here. No, Siege Rhino is a very good card. In fact, it's way too good. Yeah, it has to go. Come on, what the hell? So what were we talking about again? Siege Rhino
rotating.
Oh yeah, rotation. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty exciting. Now we only have 5 sets. To work with.
Just to be sure, Origins is not going out with Khans?
No. So Dragons Origins is going to be in that block. And then we're going to have...
Dragons of Takir?
Yeah, Dragons of Takir.
And Origins is going to be one block?
Yes.
So it's not...
So that's like one block together-ish, quote unquote, like air quotes.
Then
one block.
Wouldn't Fetchlands still be in? Because...
No, Dragons was not in... Fetchlands were not in Dragons.
It is. It was randomly...
No, that was in Fate Reforged.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Fate is... Khans and Fate are rotating out. So big and small set are rotating out.
Okay.
A big set and Origins is also a big set are going to stay. So Jace is going to stay.
So...
Unfortunately or fortunately.
Origins and... Dragons.
Origins and Dragons.
When will they rotate out? When the next set is released?
Yeah, after whatever comes after Innistrad, which I hope will be a space themed...
space theme.
Or cowboy themed. This thing. I don't know. Wild West. Come on.
No, man. Just revisit an old plane.
Lasers.
Just keep doing that. Keep going back to, I don't know.
Stop going back to places. Dinosaurs.
Time to go back to Theros, man. Elspeth. The black-white Elspeth.
MTG Primal. Come on. We have Far Cry Primal. Why can't we have MTG Primal?
Where do you think they will go next? Did they announce what's after Innistrad?
No.
Not yet?
Conspiracy 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, the huge spoiler conspiracy in Standard.
Yeah, that would be really quite gross. Stifles and
No, I mean Conspiracy 2. I don't think they will do Stifle again.
Will of the Council.
No, they're just gonna do Eternal Masters. Now really Eternal. Eternal Masters.
You can play every
Standard
format.
Legal for this.
Modern
for
Legal.
This. Yeah, Standard Legal and Modern Legal.
Yeah, let's just break the entire format, people, and like play with the most broken cards like Force of Will.
Break Magic.
Sure. Let's introduce new players into this crazy world of like combo winter. What were we talking about again? Spoilers, right? We're going to go into spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, let's talk about the new lands that came out. So last week we did talk about the enemy-colored tap lands.
Yeah.
So this week we're going to talk about another set of tap lands.
New cycle of rare lands.
Yeah. This one's interesting. It's also a check land.
But it checks
your hand.
Checks your hand, yeah. So as this land enters the battlefield, you may reveal a land type. So basically, if this land is
let's say it's a pot town.
Pot town, yeah. So pot town produces white and blue.
Yep.
So as pot town enters the battlefield, you may reveal a plains or island card from your hand. If you don't, pot town enters the battlefield tapped.
Yeah. So it's a check land. The old check lands were, as it enters the battlefield, it checks if you have a land of that type. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. So these are pretty good, and these work with
battle lands.
Yeah, the battle lands.
Yep.
Because the battle lands are, those types. But what I don't like is that they are the same colored as the battle lands, which probably is intentional. So, Watsy, good job.
Yeah, so they are ally colored basically.
Trying to make dual colored.
Also, we have 10 different combinations of lands in the set.
Lands, yeah.
Because in this set, the tapped lands are enemy colored, and then the rare lands are ally colored.
Yep.
Cool.
So you can play, well, technically in a draft or in a sealed, you could play a 3-color deck, but we wouldn't recommend it. Though you can splash, because these lands are uncommon.
It's easy to splash.
It's easier to splash, but not as easy as it was in Khans.
Yeah. Well, these rare lands, at worst, they come into play tap.
Yeah.
As with all your uncommon lands, so
yeah, these are great for turn 1,
yeah.
turn 1, turn 2 lands to just drop. Okay, so that's the lands. I think they're quite cool. Some of the lands have flavor text though.
Did you?
Yeah, Port Town. A haunted fog known as the Nebelgast shrouds the cities along Nephalia's coast.
It's quite inconsistent.
Yeah.
They should either have flavor text for all or flavor text for none. Yeah.
There was Paul over the pages, I think, had a reference to the choked estuary. But yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen that conspiracy? Ugin's Insight. He was saying that there will be only 3. They came as 3.
Mm-hmm.
So he remembered this. They came as 3. And then on all the clue cards, so there's 6 clue cards in all. If you map out, there are words in each of them that mimic exactly. Remember this, they came as 3.
Oh, okay.
Remember this, they came as 3. Yeah, all 6. So
clue cards as in clue tokens?
Yeah, the clue tokens.
Oh, so there are 6 different clue tokens.
There are 6 different clue tokens, and if you look at it properly, each one of them has only one word that goes back to Ugin's Insight.
Oh, okay.
It's a big conspiracy, obviously, that Emrakul is the guy behind this. If you look at Dread Waters, no, not Dread Waters. What was that card that bounces everything? Jeez. Man, where is that card? It's got a giant wave in it. Yeah, Engulf the Shore. If you look at Engulf the Shore, there's a tentacle-like creature in the background of the wave. If you notice properly, it might be a kraken, or it might be something else.
Mm. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the tokens on the set.
Yeah.
Nice angel token.
Yeah, yeah. The art is
one
very...
of the best angel token.
No, the best angel token is from Zendika.
Zendika?
Yeah. The original Zendika.
The one with the halo over the head.
Yeah.
The one with the halo covering their eyes. Actually.
Yeah. That one's sweet, man.
I see.
Okay, so let's talk about another type of spoiler. The one that you are very excited about. Prized.
Not very excited, but it looks like one of the cards where it will be useful in Modern.
I think it'll be useful, yeah. Well, modern is where you can activate it a lot.
I think modern dredge will try this because this with Bloodgust, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So we have Bloodgust and what you call it? The
Vengevine.
Vengevine is banned in modern.
It's not.
Oh, it's not?
It's not.
Okay. Yeah, Vengevine. Okay. So we have Price Amalgam, 1 generic, 1 blue, 1 black.
3/3.
3/3. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, return Price Amalgam from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped at the beginning of the next end step. Pretty good. 3 mana for 3/3. That's a good rate. It can block, by the way, and you basically get to cast it for free if you get something from your graveyard back onto the battlefield.
Yeah,
so
and you can get Bloodgust back for free.
For free. You
So
can
have a fetch land, crack it at the end of your opponent's turn, and you get stuff back.
Yeah. No, you can't crack it at the end of your opponent's turn. You have to crack it
Before they are entered. Their second main phase.
Yeah, second main phase, at the end of the second main phase, because if you do it at the end turn, what's going to happen?
Price Amalgam doesn't come back.
It comes back during your end
turn.
step.
Yep.
So try not to do that, people.
It's cool.
I really do like this card. Bloodgust works very well with
I
it.
think
Vengevine.
Dredge players will try to play this.
Mm.
Yeah.
There is a lot of, you were mentioning just now there's a lot of graveyard hate.
Not a lot, but easily accessible.
Yes, especially if you're playing white.
In the name of Relic of Progenitus, every deck can play that card. So
Relic and
the white graveyard hoses.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace is.
It won't stop people from trying this card, I'm sure.
Of course. Man, right now, I'm just going to do an aside. But in modern right now, people are playing a lot of Bunt Coco, or not.
I still want
Abzan
to try
Coco.
out the Death Card deck. I'm not bored of my Eldrazi, but
You gotta try something else.
yeah, because I'm not gonna change it to a white blue Eldrazi.
They're gonna ban it anyway.
They're gonna ban it anyway. So
They're gonna ban Drowner of Hope. What? Why would you do that?
Time to move on.
Ah, man.
It has been fun.
You try.
It was a lot cooler when I was the hipster.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I was playing it before. It was cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. This one I like a lot. Triskaidekaphobia. It's a black card.
Magic teaching us new words every set.
If you did not know, Triskaidekaphobia is the fear, not the fear, but the fear of the obsession of number 13.
Yep.
Which is very...
Well, 13 is like a bad luck number.
Yep. Triskaidekaphobia, sorry.
Yeah.
Extreme superstition regarding the number 13.
So,
this card is cool.
let's talk about the number 13.
Yeah. So first off,
it's 3 colorless
and one black. So
it's 1-3.
what they could have done was
It's
just
the-
to
the-
rearrange, just
yeah.
for this card alone, just rearrange the number. So it's 1 black,
That would be
and-
cool.
3. So, or they could have made it a colorless artifact. That would be cool. Then you have like a 1 and a 3. Then you know that they're doing it on purpose. So it's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1. Each player with exactly 13 life loses the game. Then each player gains 1 life. Or each player with exactly 13 life loses the game. Then each player loses 1 life. So you have to do one of these at the beginning of the game. So if you've got 13 life, like, you're dead.
So the thing is, each line of ability has exactly 13 words.
Yeah. So rewind the tape, go count. So each one has 13 words. If
And
you look
in the art,
yeah. So in the art, there's a guy running off with his hat, with his hand holding his hat, like running in fear. And if you look at it, it's a scene in a house, in a hut. Count the number of kitchen utensils. There are 13.
the pots that are hanging,
Yeah.
there's 13 of those.
Count the number of
The blood dripping.
drips. There are 13. Count the number of wall boards. There are 13 planks of wood. count the number of ceiling boards, there are 13 planks of wood.
Really? Do you count?
Yes.
Do you count the ceiling boards?
Yep. Okay, count the fireplace. There are 13 pieces on one side of 13 pieces of stone on one side, and if you count the covering over the fireplace, the arc over the fireplace, there's 13 pieces as well. There are 13 pieces of wood in the fireplace, and there are 13 shards of plate
on the
floor. That's a table. That's
a table.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh, that's a floor. No, that's
it looks
a floor.
like a floor. Yeah.
So there's 13 shards of whatever that is on the floor. There is 13 everywhere in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, only 11 references to 13. It would be awesome if there were 13 references to 13, but there's way too much to be put in. What are you counting? Or the artist name?
13. Yeah.
13 letters,
Yeah.
William Murray.
Yeah.
So there's
cool.
12 references to 13 in the card. But actually, no. There are 13 references to 13 if you exclude the number on the top. And triskaidekaphobia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, 17 letters. It would be damn awesome if like triskaidekaphobia had like 13 letters.
Words, yeah.
Like people will go crazy.
This is cool, man.
Yeah. This is flavor overload. You win. You absolutely win. You take my money. I want 13 pieces of
it's a
this
shit card even for EDH, but
it's hilarious.
It's hilarious, yeah.
Watsy, just take my money. I want 13 pieces of this card. Please.
Should buy 13 pieces of foils of this card.
It's gonna be worth nothing. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'm on MTG Mythic Spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
There is a comment. So there are 13 rivets on the barrel.
Holy
on top of what you just
smokes.
said.
What?
13 tree branches in the forest. I didn't notice that. You need to look out of the window for that.
Holy smokes.
13 non-letter words in the top ability choice. Oh yeah, those are the ability, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And there are 13 13s.
Yeah. See? That's crazy. Oh my god.
He didn't mention the artist's name though. Am I wrong?
So now there's 14.
Am I wrong?
William Murray. William 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 5. No, there's 12 letters.
Oh, okay.
Including the space is...
Alright, no, let's not include the space. That's pushing it. Yeah, so... Cool. 13.
Oh my
13.
goodness. We broke this card.
Yeah.
Watsy, you'll find me... Like, if you open this pack, it's like reciting the name of Hastul or Cthulhu. Like, you go mad. And you like just drop on the floor, like... what do you call it? Just shivering. But it's hilarious. Each player with exactly 13 life just loses. Finish. That's the game.
It's at the beginning of your upkeep, so
I can't imagine like you have your opponent. He's at 13 life on your turn 4.
You cast this card.
And then you cast this card and he's got no way to gain or lose life. And immediately he just loses on your turn, and like the game went like 5 turns. He died. Sure.
He's just gonna do that one. This is one white mana, gain 5 life.
Oh yeah.
It's a cool card though. I mean, if someone can win with this in pre-release.
Please take a photo. Like I want to see the board state in which this happened. And the unfortunate thing is that you could also lose 2. Because it's a must. You must do one of this.
Yeah, you're right.
So
so he could essentially swing you down to 13.
And then this could backfire on you.
So will it be a draw?
It'll be a draw if both players are 13. This is the same thing as Dragon's Rage. Sarkhan's Rage, where it deals 5 damage to you, to target creature or player. If you don't control a dragon, you take 3 damage yourself. So if you're not going to outright win, you could do Sarkhan's Rage, make a draw, and then start a new game. So just putting it out there, people. All right, so let's talk about... Are we done with the spoilers? Well, there's a lot more spoilers. Go head down to Mythic Spoiler. I like that site a lot for spoilers. You can also look at... where do we usually go to do
Mythic spoilers?
Mythic Spoiler, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do it in a lot of different places, but yeah, you can look anywhere you want.
So that's all for the spoilers?
Yeah. So... Oh, you want to talk about strength? Strength of arms?
Well, it's more of a complaint than a top.
Okay, fine. Right, rant. Hashtag rant. We're going to
Okay.
put a side here.
So for this, can you just note down the timestamp for this?
All right.
Because you need to put a picture up.
Okay.
Just let me go to the card.
Strength of arms. Never mind, I can
Okay, so
explain.
strength of arms is a 1 white instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 on your end of turn. If you control an equipment, put a 1/1 white human soldier token onto the battlefield. That's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is the art. This looks like a sick art of Talia
Yeah, man.
and a cool. I don't know. She
a
looks.
pose.
It's a cool pose.
She's covering her boobs though.
It's a gesture. She's not covering her boobs. It's like a, I don't know, the gesture. She's pointing her sword.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, her sword's pointed out.
Yeah, so it's a cool art. It's a common card.
She's got green eyes, I just realized.
They are wasting this art.
Yeah, it looks really cool, man. Like
This I'm pretty sure somewhere along the way, this and the WMCQ art
was swapped.
was swapped
Yeah, this would
for
look
some reason. Because this
would
one
look sweet.
looks a lot better as the WMCQ promo.
Yeah.
And if you look at the WMCQ card, it's basically a zoomed in of her face with her
the
sword.
right? She's doing the Lionel thing, like
Yeah.
Thundercats.
That art suits this card instead because it's about if you control an equipment, you put a
1/1 soldier
Yeah.
token.
so her sword is that equipment. Get it?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
So
I
why-
get it. I get it.
So why? I don't understand.
I want to see the foil of this though, because the foil of the
It'll probably look
WMCQ looks good anyway. But maybe the art doesn't look too flavorful. It's yeah, but this one's sweet, man. Like her
Yeah,
hair's like everywhere, and her eyes will like definitely glow. And her sword, there's a little highlight on the end of her sword, so looks pretty cool. Although her sword, I have to complain, like her sword kind of looks a bit weirdo type of,
It's like a fence.
Yeah, it's
like
a
the kind of sword
rapier.
used for, yeah, it's a rapier.
It's a rapier, but the hilt's very decorated. I like Talia a lot. I mean, even playing in modern this week, Talia just broke games because I would Aether Vial. I'll activate the Aether Vial, ask my opponent, would you like to respawn? He says no. And then I drop the Talia, and then now you really can't respawn. And then I take my turn and you lose. So Talia is such a game warping. I've already mentioned 1,000 times, like my favorite.
Game warping is a strong word. She still dies, but
She still dies,
it's
but
just a little bit more work for your opponent.
yeah, no, dude, it's so game warping because
it's not game warping.
especially you play against
it is not game warping.
but it is.
It is not game warping.
You change the rules of the game. Now
don't-
you have
just,
to pay
you
one
just
extra.
add text to what your opponent's gonna do.
I quit. I'm going home.
Yeah. Okay,
No,
bye.
I'm already at home. Okay, so Strength of the Arms. Go check it out.
Cool art.
Very cool art.
Bad card.
It's okay. It's a trick. It's a very good combat trick for 1 mana. Let's go talk about the sealed strategies. Yes? No? Yeah. So in sealed, the general strategy, and we've mentioned this many other times, is to fit the most amount of removal into
Your deck, and then have
the least number of colors. Yeah,
and
have the most number of bombs as well.
have the most number of bombs. Yeah.
Yeah, but removal is always key. And when we talk about removal, it's got to be solid.
That's the easy way to play
Yeah.
seal.
The hard way is to, of course,
Find
build around.
interactions and find synergies within your pool of lousy crap cards.
Yeah, so if you don't have
And
a
still
lot,
win the game.
yeah, if you don't have a lot of removal, that's when you have to go to Plan B to
Go wide
build an entire
just
deck around
creatures and just
investigate.
yeah.
Do the investigate thing.
And you need to plan your curve and stuff like that. It's
Well, you still have to plan your curve anyway. So
well, true.
Right. So let's take a look at the sealed strategies.
So the main, well, not that the spoilers are out. I'm quite disappointed with the new Madness cards at least.
Yeah, they're kind of underpowered. I didn't get to play with Madness back then. So you were telling me I've never played with
WoW Mongrel.
Yeah, WoW Mongrel.
WoW Mongrel is basically a Madness enabler, unlimited. Because it's just discard a card. You can do it any amount of times in your turn.
Discard a card, it gets +2/+2, right?
+1/+1, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so for Madness in this set, two other cards for limited that I think will be quite good.
Mm-hmm.
One is it's good in multiple. One is it's good. Period.
Just on its own, yeah.
So the one that's good on its own is the blue bounce spell.
Just the wind.
Sorry?
Is it just the wind?
No,
Yeah, it's just the wind. It bounces Madness.
Yeah, just the wind. So it's 2 mana instant, return target creature to its owner's hand, and Madness for 1 blue.
Yeah, so it's
either
either
a very tempo card.
Yep. Very good for it's just a very good card altogether.
And the other one that's good in multiples, well, not even in multiples. If you have lots of Madness enablers, I think this one will be quite good. Elms of the Vein.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's 3 mana sorcery. It's 2 colors, 1 black sorcery. Target opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. And Madness is just 1 black.
Yeah.
So it's a lot like Fury Temper. Fury Temper deals 3 damage to target creature or player. And it's the same casting cost basically. 3 to cast and 1 for Madness.
Yeah, but it's just different
colors.
different color and different casting speed. So one's instant, Fiery Temper is instant, and
if you use the Madness, it's you do it anytime you discard a card.
Yeah. So that one is instant speed. So you can do it at instant speed. It's a 6 life point swing for 1 mana.
Very good.
It's very good.
If you have enough enablers, if you have enough of these cards, like if you have enough of Fury Temper and Elms of the Vein, I think it's easy to play Madness.
So let's talk about the Madness enablers then.
Disappointing.
What do you mean disappointing? They're okay. They are trying to make it a level game.
You have never played with WoW Mongrel.
I know I've never played with WoW Mongrel, but I mean, like, that's why...
Well, I guess in Limited it works.
You know who's played with WoW Mongrel? Mark Rosewater.
Okay.
And Mark Rosewater says no.
No WoW Mongrel in this set. Well, the closest we have to WoW Mongrel is Heir of Falcon Wrath.
Oh man, we talked about that during the
Same
first time.
Cost. So it's 1 colors, 1 black, 2/1. Discard a card, transform. Activate this ability only once each turn.
Oh man, and
so
the transform version is just
so
sick.
they made sure that you can only use it once per turn.
And with her you can only use it once.
Yeah, and I think she might be the best enabler in the set.
Yeah, 3/2 flyer.
Because it's free.
And it's
on top of the 2 looters that we're going to talk about later.
Mm.
And then when she's transformed, she's a 3/2 flyer.
Yeah, so good. So good. 3/2 with... So it's a 2 mana. Think of it this way. 2 mana, 2 cards for 3/2 flyer. Your extra card could have been cast anyway if you've got Madness. She's 3/2 evasion. That's crazy. In a tempo game, like that's going to lock you out really fast.
Yeah, I mean, even in like say an aggro game, it's really good.
Yeah.
You drop Elms of the Vein to her, or you drop Fury Temper to her.
Oh man, that's like...
Or you could drop
Fiery Temper with Heir of the Falcon Wrath is pretty good. The other card that's really good with Heir of the Falcon Wrath
Lightning
is...
Axe.
Yeah. Those are really good enablers. This is a...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Lightning Axe, as an enabler.
Yeah, Lightning as an enabler. But the other one, Incorrigible Use.
Yeah. We missed
man.
that.
Yeah.
That is another good, decent Madness
2 mana, you get the 2/1. If it doesn't die, or you could do it in response to...
So it's on curve, basically. 2 mana. The next turn,
3 mana
3
for
mana
Incorrigible Use.
for the use, and then you swing for 6.
7. Incorrigible Use is a 4/3
4/3. You
AC.
swing for 7. Yeah.
Woohoo!
It's awesome.
Solid.
Yeah.
So we talk about the other Madness enabler, which is also a very good card. Where is that? Ghoul Steed. Ghoul Steed is
It's a horse.
it's a horse. It's 4 and a black. You want this to go into your graveyard. It allows you to discard 2 cards, although you have to pay for it. 2 generic and black. Discard 2 cards, return Ghoul Steed from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. You can do this at the end of your opponent's turn. You get 4.
Isn't this like the blue rare?
Yes, it's like the blue rare. The blue rare is actually really very good.
But this we're talking about uncommon because it's easier.
It's easier to open, and these are the things that you're going to play against.
Because the rares are rarely there.
No. Man, I've got to deal with this during D&D sessions, and now nah. I quit. I'm going home. Okay, so Ghoul Steed, pretty good, because you can do it at the end of turn, especially if you have madness stuff in your hand. Although, disclaimer, you have to pay 3 mana to use this.
I personally don't like.
You don't like this one?
The enablers where you need to spend more than 2 mana.
Yes, that's true.
Because,
you know,
I'm spoiled.
Well, this is
Like that.
this is what we have.
Madness set without Wild Mongrel? I'm not playing this, man. What bullshit is this?
Well, then you're not playing on Saturday. Air of the Falcon Filter. Okay, so the other really good Madness enabler we have is this one's also free. 3 mana, 3 generic and a red mana.
What's the card name?
It's a Mad Prophet.
Yep.
Reprint from the last set. The art's more realistic. The last set's art is really quite cool. It's just a very cartoony guy.
Wayne Reynolds, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So this one has haste. It's a 2/2. Tap, discard a card, draw a card. So you could. So in this case, okay. So I have to explain something about Madness. It's changed over.
Yeah, it changed. I just realized that the text has changed for Madness.
Yeah. Okay. So now, right, Madness goes to exile. It's a mandatory exile.
So, okay, let's just read out the
Madness text. Yeah.
So if you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, cast it for its Madness cost or put it into your graveyard.
Okay. So what's happening here? If you discard the card as part of a cost, the trigger goes on the stack, and now you can stack both. You have to decide to cast it or put it in your graveyard before you resolve your ability that you just went off on. But if the ability is, if you discarded the card due to the
Mad Prophet
ability, no, Mad Prophet is part of the cost. But if you discard the card as part of the ability, say like Jace, Vryn's Prodigy, the card goes to exile. It doesn't hit the graveyard. The trigger only goes on the stack. So it triggers, but the trigger only goes on the stack once Jace's ability resolves. So for example, if you've got 4 cards in your graveyard and you activate Jace's ability, you discard, let's say, Fiery Temper. Fiery Temper goes to exile. Jace's ability resolves, only sees 4 cards in the graveyard, and will not flip. Only once Jace's ability resolves, now you get to decide
if you want to Madness.
If you want to cast it for Madness cost, or you want to put it back in the graveyard.
I see.
So it's slightly different. Actually, it's very different. Right?
I think that it's the same. They just make it a lot clearer on where the card will be at every step. At every step.
Previously, what will happen is that you at the point where you discard it, you decide whether it goes to an exile or it goes straight into the graveyard.
There is no exile zone previously. You decide whether it goes to the graveyard or
you cast it for a Madness cost. So that's a trigger. So remember, it's a triggered ability. So this goes on the stack before when people have state-based when people check priorities or are given priority. So yeah, back to Mad Prophet. Mad Prophet is part of the cost you have to pay. You have to discard the card. So this trigger will go on top of the ability to draw a card. So you have to decide whether you want to activate the ability. You want to pay the Madness cost before you draw the card. So you have to be a little careful when you're doing this. Same goes with the
Reckless Scholar.
Reckless Scholar as well.
So
No, Reckless Scholar is
draw. Oh no, it's draw and discard.
draw
Yeah.
then discard.
Yeah, draw
So
and
Reckless
discard.
Scholar is slightly different, but Reckless Scholar isn't reprinted in this set.
It is.
Why? It is?
Reckless Scholar, I was just talking about it.
Oh, holy smokes! Reckless Scholar is so good. Why isn't it in the enabler?
It's basically it's basically, I think you didn't write it down. It's basically a looter
Yes.
for 3 mana.
And if you discard a creature card, it flips over and becomes a.
No. That's not Reckless Scholar. Reckless Scholar is just a looter. It's just target
Oh,
player
that
draws
was
card.
Civilized Scholar.
Yeah, that's Civilized
okay,
Scholar.
Okay, yeah. No, Reckless Luther is in here. Yep.
You need to up your game, man.
Damn it.
I cannot always be
You
babysitting you
can't hold your hand.
all the time. Okay, grow up, mate.
Man.
Is that it for
me, man.
Reckless? For
Madness Enablers? Of course, there are other Madness Enablers, but these are
I think
really
these are
the good ones.
I think if you have enough Madness cards and enough enablers, these are the better enablers.
Yeah, and these are the really good Madness cards that you want to play
Depending
with.
on, like, if you're playing the aggro build or a more mid-range control build.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll have our thoughts about this at the end, but I feel this set goes a little faster, especially if you have the cards, especially for drafting. Maybe in sealed it's a little slower, but yeah. Okay, so we talk about
Delirium.
Delirium.
Yeah.
So cards that are really good Delirium. Let's talk about Delirium enablers first.
Yeah.
Or do you want to talk about the power cards?
Let's talk about the enablers.
Okay, so the vessels are really good as enablers because enchantments are very hard to come by. There's a set of 5 vessels, of which I think the green one is the best. I feel.
In terms of enabling Delirium, yes.
Yeah. Because the green one goes 1 green, so you have the enchantment. The next turn, so for 1 green and 1 generic, you can sacrifice it. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker card from among them. Basically, put 1 card into your hand that is not instant or sorcery, and then dump the rest into your graveyard.
Yep.
So you got.
So it's a good, well, like we said, it's the best Delirium enabler.
Oh my goodness!
Because there's card selection.
So now you have
you dig
enchantment.
4 cards in, and then you put 3 cards into your graveyard.
Yeah, you have enchantment. You're probably gonna dump a creature, land.
Or land.
Yeah.
That's 3. Alright.
If you got an artifact, that would be great.
Or instant sorcery. Yeah.
Second
Second in line is Vessel, of Paramnesia, the blue one.
Yeah.
It's basically the amount of cards you get into your graveyard.
It's the same.
And the amount of cards you get into your hand is the same as the green one.
Yeah, but the flow, that's the thing.
It's a
like, the
different.
flow
It
is
flips.
different.
Basically, you don't get card selection in this,
And you get to draw a card too.
and it's the same.
it's the same. Essentially, it's the same.
It's minus card
card
selection.
selection.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even the casting costs are flipped, so it's like one. The
Yeah,
casting
it's
cost is decent. The mana.
The mana investment
is slightly
low
same,
enough. Yeah.
Slightly same. Slightly similar.
So we have Vessel of Malignity, Vessel of Ephemera, and Vessel of
Volatility.
Volatility. Volatility, I think, could be quite good ramping up. This is like 2 mana investment. You go
turn
for
3, you have
5 mana.
5 mana.
Yeah, so that's great. It does help you with Delirium, just maybe not a very good enabler. So these 2, the blue and the green one. But all the vessels are very good enablers. The other good enabler is an uncommon card, and in the form of it's a Scarecrow. What's it called again?
Scarecrow. Wildfield Scarecrow.
Wildfield Scarecrow.
3
right?
colorless, 1 for defender.
So
2, sacrifice Wildfield Scarecrow, search a library for 2 basic land, reveal them, put in your hand, shuffle library.
Yeah.
So
it's put into your hand.
yeah,
Oh, okay. No, it's different from the
the one that we thought was a reprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too.
The other one puts 2. What's its name?
Probably a different casting cost as well.
No, it's 3 mana. 3 mana. It's a 2/2.
Activation cost.
Activation is 2,
Okay.
and then you put 2 lands on the battlefield tapped. But this is a really good activator. Or in general, any artifact creature that hits your graveyard is
Because it's
good.
one card, it's already two types.
Yeah,
There's artifact and then there's creature. Yeah.
So it's pretty good. Yeah.
And the ability basically gets it into your graveyard. That's why it's good.
Yeah. So this counts for 2 already. What other enablers do we have? Delirium.
Bound by Moonsilver.
Okay, so Bound by Moonsilver is a great removal card, and it allows you to sacrifice a permanent, aka your lands, your enchantments, your creatures, whatever, and then you can move it around, or you can just target the same creature and just sacrifice a permanent.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I was reading the text and I thought it was attach it to another target creature. No, you attach it to target creature, and you just put it back on. So you can just target the same creature that's
Use this to
enchanting.
sacrifice Demonic Pact.
Oh yeah.
No, I was just
Oh,
reading
yeah.
reading someone's comments.
Oh.
Good
But you
idea.
can only do it at sorcery speed, so
And you can only do it once, so
yeah.
So what?
Whatever, right?
what?
I'll do it anyway. No, but you want to bounce Demonic Pact and then you want to play it again. So this is just like another out if you messed up. What else?
No, this is not exactly a Delirium enabler. It's a sack outlet.
It's a sec
to
outlet
get you there, basically.
and it's
That's
free. You can do it multiple times a turn.
No,
just
you
that
cannot.
Does it say only once a turn?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it says once a turn.
I think Wizards is really careful with abilities that you could reuse these days.
Yeah, like free sacrifice
Yeah,
outlets.
they would kept it at like once a turn.
How am I gonna make my blood
Sorcery
artist
speed.
good again? Come on, Watsy.
Well,
So these are one of the really good
few of the better enablers.
Yeah. And we have only one Delirium power card.
That's
This
what
one's-
you think.
Well, there are a few.
You're
good
biased,
Delirium
but anyway.
power cards. But this one is
Allow
really
you
good.
to go on your mindless rant.
Oh,
Start
man.
now.
Autumnal Gloom. It's not a rant. It's like a hype. Autumnal Gloom. So this card is enchantment, by the way. 2 generic, 1 green. It's an enchantment. 1 black. Put the top card of your library into your graveyard. So this is going to be really hard to remove as a creature. Like usually you just have like creature remover and stuff like that. But it says Delirium at the beginning of your end step. Alright, so not your upkeep. If there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, transform Autumnal Gloom. It transforms into a 4/4 trample hexproof. What the hell? That's insane. That's really insane.
It's just a
I mean, it's just a
4/4.
no. It's not.
I mean, in limited.
It's a 4/4 with hexproof. Just saying.
Okay.
It's a 4/4 with hexproof, and you do it on turn 3. Potentially, you can do it on turn 3. You could go turn 1, do that. Even in sealed, like you can go turn 1, do vessel, the green vessel. Turn 2, activate the green vessel. You put an instant sorcery and a land into the battle, into the graveyard, or instant creature land. And the enchantment hits the graveyard.
Basically, enable Delirium.
Yes!
And then
Yes!
cast this on the turn 3.
Yes!
And then turn 4, you start swinging with the 4/4 Trampler.
Yes!
Okay.
So good. No, then turn 4, you like stack all your enchantments on it.
There's
And
not a
then
lot
you
of
swing it.
enchantments in this deck. In this set.
Well, they're enchantments, but they don't enchant creatures very well.
Oh, there's that Geist enchantment.
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
really well.
goodness, that
Yeah,
is.
It makes this a Geist then.
It makes this a fat guy.
Because there is already hexproof on this
yeah,
card.
and it's got trample.
There's 3 colors. Good luck to you, mate.
That's 4 colors because it has black. Well, I couldn't care much
Yeah,
for the
well,
black
I think the
ability.
ability
It's just fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay, so other bombs that you might be looking for.
I think tribal
Tribal
might be
is
a
quite
thing.
cool, yeah.
Vampires tribal seems playable.
The problem with the tribal is that you need to get some of the rare cards to line up.
that's the
But if you do, I think it's going to be really powerful. Oh yeah, no, talk about like Delirium cards. Good ones are like Topolgeist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
One
Topless
white.
Guys. Tooth Collector is also a very good Delirium card. And Obsessive Skinner is also very good with Delirium. Because when it enters the battlefield, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, which is great. You can put it on to, what's his name? Autumnal Gloom. And then, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if there are 4 or more cards, then you get to put a +1/+1 on target creature. So it grows during your opponent's turn too.
Cool.
So, yeah. Good Delirium cards. I like. I think back to tribal. So vampires.
Zombie vampires.
Yeah, zombie vampires. But the tribal one that really works, I think, is humans. Yeah, humans.
Do we have
and
enough
spirits.
humans in the deck?
Oh man, there's a lot of humans.
Human tribal.
If there's the blue-white. I think blue-white human tribal is going to be quite interesting. Even Aberrant Researcher is a human. There are plenty of humans. There's plenty of spirits though, but the spirits kind of feel a little underpowered, just a little bit. And there's a lot of cards that interact with humans, like we were talking about the.
There is that rare Thalia.
Oh, Thalia's Lieutenant.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, that's like the
imagine
reverse.
him to be quite powerful with enough humans.
Yeah. So late game he enters the battlefield, pumps up everybody. Early game he comes in the battlefield, and then you pump him up. Oh,
and then there's Trouble Inspector. It's 1 mana, 1/2. And then
you get to investigate.
when
investigate.
it comes, it's quite cool.
Yeah. We don't recommend, I think, playing investigate.
Well,
there are
if
cool
you have no
synergies.
choice.
There are cool synergies with investigate, but I wouldn't really recommend. Would you recommend playing investigate? There are quite cool cards that go with investigate, like the ones that
not
gain
as
you
a
life.
main.
Not as a main theme, right? Like if you
it's
happen
really,
to have.
by
a
the
card.
way, you can investigate.
And it seems that WotC does have this because it's man. Well, what was I thinking? Yeah,
I don't know what were you trying to say.
I was trying to say,
Investigate.
yeah. They put investigate as like a side thing that you're doing. So you might want to rethink making investigate. But if you've got a lot of investigate cards and a lot of synergies to investigate, why not just try it out? It's cool. Like Uvenwall Mysteries, this one's cool. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you investigate. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, you put a 1/1 white human soldier creature token onto the battlefield. So for 2 mana, you can always have your creatures will always have not regenerate, but will multiply, and you get to draw a card. So what else were we talking about? Yeah, I think some bombs as well. Behind the Scenes is a crazy bomb. So this is an uncommon card. 2 generic, 1 black. It's an enchantment. Creatures you control have Skulk, which is pretty good. But for 4 generic and a white, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
Oh, it's a white.
Yeah, it's a white. So it's a black-white.
Oh, okay,
you have to play in a black-white strategy. But so all your creatures are like...
Skulk. I think Skulk is a powerful ability.
Skulk is going to break some people's backs during...
You're just going to die to 1/1s.
You're going to die to 0/1s. Like, I can't block that shit. What?
Unblock and then pump.
Yeah, so you go to declare attackers, and then they can't block, so you go to declare blockers, they can't block. At the end of declare blockers, you just pump the shit out of your creatures. And then, deal him like tons and tons of damage. And it makes combat math really... it doesn't make combat math difficult because it pumps all the creatures together. But it does put a lot of pressure on your opponent's, on your opponent's side. So yeah, behind the scenes, if you open one of these, it's a really good
playable.
card. It's very playable in your sealed deck. Even without white, your creatures having Skulk is good enough, and it's going to give your opponent a lot of things to think about. With that said, do you want to give a wrap up of all the stuff? Like,
I look forward to playing this Saturday.
One thing we do advise you not to do is to try to mill your opponents unless you have what's that?
Unless you're sure they're not. Well, then again, the Delirium cards, they don't have to play Delirium to have Delirium.
Exactly,
cards,
like Topplegeist is Topless Geist is fine.
Without Delirium is fine.
Yeah, it's a 1-mana 1/1. Pretty good.
Yeah,
stuff.
we don't recommend you milling your opponents unless you know you can
You
win.
really are going to
Push it. You open 2 of that mythic sorcery.
That's hilarious. 4 mana, mill the guy like 13 cards.
Yeah.
Sure. Man. If you open 2 of those, that'll be great if you have it in your opening hand.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna
it's a
be
little bit sad, but okay. Looks to be a...
It looks to be a great set, I feel. Like, I wouldn't put it past that we're gonna have a lot of fun this Saturday.
It's less splashy than the Eldrazi's, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. You've got to commit to a color. You got to commit to like 2 colors. The lands are uncommon and rare, so it's a little harder for you to pull off. The lands don't allow you to filter mana.
There is a common land that searches Warp
Landscape. Yeah, it's a good Delirium
it's a good Delirium enabler. It's a good fixer as well.
Yes, but you got to pay 2 mana for that. Really tough.
It's okay. At least it doesn't come into play tapped.
Yeah, and it produces 1 mana by itself.
As in when you lay it down, it produces 1 colorless, so it's okay.
So yeah, pretty cool set. I like.
Can't wait for Saturday.
Okay, so
let's wrap
up. Where are we? At the 1 hour mark. That's okay.
Cool. That's not bad.
So yeah. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to the Power 9 podcast. We've been discussing the sealed strategies, and hopefully you'll do really well this Saturday. Take a picture, send it to our Instagram, tag us in it. We'll send you back. We'll do an automatic follow.
We'll send you back dick pics.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Trick pics. No. Fake pics.
No. Dick pics.
Fake pics. Like we have like little figs. And then we send it back to them.
Okay. Okay.
Big pics? No. Alright, so yeah. Take a picture of your pools. And yeah, just tag us in it, and we'll follow you. Because we don't have anybody else to follow.
Yeah.
We hope you have lots of fun this Saturday playing this set.
Open them Planeswalkers.
Yeah, man, there's so many Planeswalkers. Open them Mythics.
There's so many Mythics in the set.
There are 18
If you open any Mythic, I hope you open the Planeswalker at least.
I hope you open well. So yeah, we're going to end off the show right now. You've been listening to Power 9 Podcasts. Every week you can find our episodes on power9podcast.com, mtgcast.com, iTunes, Stitcher. We still are on Stitcher. So yeah, you can listen there, or any of your podcasts, apps that you use. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/ it's not Power 9 Podcast, but just search up Power 9 Podcast.
Yeah, just search Power 9 Podcast.
We're going to be doing a lot of video content soon. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Power9Podcast, to get the latest updates on things that we are doing, and also musings that we have. We post up a lot more nowadays about crazy things that we come across. Yeah, we do. No, actually you do. I don't do.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, good job. Not we, you.
Me. Well, then again,
gives Edwin a pat on the back.
I've not been posting a lot these days.
Good job, Edwin. Glad that you know that. You can find us on, where was I gonna go? Twitter? No, Instagram.
See, that's why you have to write things like that now.
Instagram. This is the science version. It's the Einsteingram. You also can find us on Instagram at Power9 Podcast. And you can also find us on Twitter at Power9 Podcast.
The 9 is the number 9.
Yes. Unfortunately, this episode is not divisible by 13.
Sadly.
Or neither is the Power 9. Unless you include 4 more cards, then we can be divisible by 13. So yeah, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with our thoughts on the sealed pool that we had and how crappy our weekend was, or how fantastic our weekend was. So yeah, for myself and Edwin, we are signing off. Oh wait! I forgot to mention. You can find me at the Asian Judge. You can find Edwin.
I don't remember.
At Edwin
underscore TCW.
TCW, Tasty Coma Wife. And yeah, I stream once in a while. You can find me on Twitch, The Asian Judge. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can come into contact with us. Just keep your eyes out. We're everywhere. So for myself and Edwin, we are signing off.
Have fun. Play more Magic.
Ciao.